All right, everyone, we have 3 boxes, big, medium, small. They're all like not super heavy. I have no clue what is in these. Peridot. Oh, that's cool. Box number 1 right there. Oh, that's cute. Box number 2. Oh, cut gem. Box number 3. So we have 3 stones. Peridot. I'm gonna pull this guy out. Manchurian Peridot. This is a 4-carat stone. Look at that. The first one, this is really, really heavy. This is what I would think would be in the side of a mine. You're mining and you see this little guy and you cut him out of the rock. The color is spot on for Peridot. It's kind of that like slightly yellowish green. This right here, super small, very light and smooth. This to me looks like almost the perfect example of what a uncut stone is. You can see like the crystal growth. There's some really cool lines there. And then finally, we have a beautiful, like we said, slightly yellowish green peridot. Perfect example of uncut versus cut stone. So this you can see it's not particularly attractive for jewelry. You would probably send it to a lapidary to cut. This is a little bit more manageable. This would be sent to be cut as well, but more on the line of what size a peridot would be if you were to wear it in jewelry. You can kind of see these two like close to each other. Similar color, slightly yellowish green. So you have all these different green stones and they're not colored by the same impurities. There's differences in each of the chemical compositions, so that's where you get these different hues and different greens. Peridot is untreated. It's treated by Mother Nature, especially for you. The reason this is a little bit less translucent is there's some sort of inclusion in there, maybe a few cracks. Like that's clouding your ability to see straight through the stone like you would this one. But that's what you get with rough. It's not gonna be 100% perfect. You are looking at this piece and you're saying, all right, how many carats could I get out of here? You never know. It's really hard to figure out how we get from this to this. You could pull this out of the ground and you could get nothing. You could pull this out of the ground and you could make a living off of one piece of rough. And it just depends on the type of stone, the yield from the rough, and you know, the color. Like if this is really, really dark, it's gonna be harder to get something out that looks like this. The rough business is rough. And then when you get into cutting the actual stone, just leave that up to the experts, which I'm not. On gemstone cutting, that is tough. Probably like a 15 on the Mohs scale.
Nice.
Peridot is an out-of-this-world gemstone, but maybe not these exact specimens. They have a variety of peridot called palissitic peridot found on meteorites that hit the ground. You can find palissitic peridot from outer space. There are like hotbeds around the world of gemstones. And I would say South America, you've got Colombia and Brazil. Southeast Asia, you have Thailand, Myanmar, Vietnam, parts of Africa, Madagascar, Sri Lanka. And there's something there that's the perfect geology, the perfect like, chemical composition in the soil, and you just have these really prolific sources. Peridot has these inclusions, they're called lily pad inclusions. And in some specimens of peridot, they're like broad, flat, round inclusions, and they look just like a lily pad. So that's how you know peridot is peridot. It has the lily pad inclusions. All right, let's take a closer look. What I love most about peridot is that bright green color that we can thank iron for. The stone from here to here, and no matter where you are in the process of cutting a peridot, it's always beautiful. We're lucky to have this stone, and remember, science is cool, chemistry is cooler, but you have to study gemstones to learn all about that stuff. Like and subscribe, you know the drill, and don't miss out on future episodes. We've got some great stuff coming up. Thanks.